Welcome, and thank you again for joining me. This episode I call From Liquid to Context, and Why Travel Retail Needs Context-Native Brands. In most domestic markets, when we talk about building a strong beverage brand, we start with the liquid. We talk about production, flavor profiles, provenance, aging, recipes, and all of that is important. But in travel retail and business gifting, the rules change. Here, the context is at least as important as the liquid itself. Think about a typical traveler. They're walking through an airport or a cruise terminal, often under time pressure. They're thinking about their luggage, their gate, their family or colleagues waiting at the other end. And very often, when they buy a bottle, they're not buying for themselves. They're buying a gift, a souvenir, or a business gesture. That means the product has to perform a different job. It has to be easy to carry. It has to make sense under security and baggage rules. It has to look like a thoughtful, tasteful gift, not just a drink. And its story has to be understandable in a few seconds, not after 10 minutes of reading. So the real question becomes, what does a brand look like when it is designed first for journeys, gifts, and souvenirs, instead of being a domestic product simply pushed into travel retail? That is where a concept like ginseng comes in. It was designed directly for the world of travel and gifting. Every major element starts from that context. We use 50 milliliter and 100 milliliter bottles as core formats. They're pocketable, compliant with hand luggage rules, and perfect as individual gifts and a collectible souvenir. The visual identity, the numbering of bottles, the art inspiration. These are all tools to make the product feel like a small piece of culture you can give to someone or bring home for yourself. The labels, the gift packs, the mini guides, they're all designed to compress a lot of cultural meaning into a very small object. So instead of asking, how do we squeeze a domestic spirit into an airport shelf, we're asking, how do we create a travel-native, gifting-native concept that happens to be a beverage? That's a very different starting point. And I believe the future of travel retail will belong to brands and concepts that are context-native in this way, built from the journey and the gifting moment upwards, not simply transplanted from domestic shelves. That's all for now. Cheers.